Okay, Shalom. Giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Wakah Kodash. Double honor to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders of Great Millstone. And salutation, I came out to push this word in truth and in sincerity. If I'm not mistaken, this happened yesterday, which was Friday, or it could have happened Thursday. But on 125th Street, this guy was in a van, and he was doing damn near 80 in the bike lane, and smashed two delivery guys that was on the bike. Created much havoc. You know, plowed into another car, plowed into police cruiser that was no police was in it. It was just parked, and then it veered off and hit a truck. One of the bikers, delivery guys, is in critical condition. I don't know I don't have an update. I don't know his status, but one died instantly on 125th Street on the west side, you know, in Harlem. And when you go into the scriptures, you know that we know that the Most High brings forth judgment like that. Sometimes brutal judgment, something that's regular judgment. But all judgment is brutal. You want to be technical and clear about it, you know, because judgment is judgment. There's different forms of judgment, you know. There's different forms of judgment. Now I'm gonna say this, you know, none of them were innocent. Nobody's innocent in this society, in this world, because we all walked this earth before, you know. 1 Samuel chapter 2, verse 6, it says, "The Lord killeth and maketh alive," showing that the Lord is in control of everything. The Lord works both sides. He's in control of everything. If he want to whack you out, who gonna deliver you out of his hands? If he want to whack you out, nobody. He tell you once again, 1 Samuel chapter 2, verse 6, "The Lord killeth and maketh alive. He bring down to the grave and bringeth up." So ultimately, the Most High did that to them. Did them real vicious. Plowed down by a van. And they was in a bike lane. What the guy maybe did it intentionally, I have no clue. But why would you be doing 80 in a bike lane? Unless you had some cool intentions on doing something, you know, real vicious like to somebody. But the Lord directed your steps. The Lord put that spirit in you to do that. That spirit of vengeance. The book of Sirach, chapter 39, verse 28. There will be spirits created for vengeance. So the Lord put that spirit in you to do that. Now you sit in the jail cell. Or dead, I don't know. Like I said, I don't have any updates on the situation. But I do know that one of the guys died immediately on scene. At the scene of the accident. And from the video surveillance, the camera, there was like utter mayhem out there, man. People diving out the way, you know. Running on the sidewalk, looking at trying to just barely escaping that dude's wrath. Maybe he did it intentionally, man. Who knows, man? Deuteronomy 32, verse 39. "See now that I am he, and there's no God with me. I kill and I make alive, I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that could deliver you out of the Most High's hand." Once the Lord have you in his crosshairs, and he want to put you to death, who gonna deliver you out of the Lord's hand? Who going to persuade the Lord to change his mind once he has his mind made up? These are the things you people have not a clue. And there's going to be more judgments like that coming down the pike. Brutal judgments. More brutal than that. Every soul that's getting put to death, that's dying over there in the Middle East, in that Iraqi war, in that Iranian war with the United States and Israel, that's their judgment. Whichever soldier get put to death, look at that big ass pothole, get put to death over there, that's their judgment. All them soldiers dying in the Ukrainian war with Russia, that's their judgment. The Most High brings brutal death like that, man. He can just judge you and wound you, make you a quadriplegic, or limbless, no arms, one leg. The Lord could torture you like that, man. That's the judgment of the Lord. And in the case of these two delivery guys on bikes in a bike lane, you know, that's riding, you know, doing what they do, making their deliveries. This guy came down doing 80 and plowed into them and just did what he did, man. Whether that was some sort of terrorist attack, I don't know. Was it deliberately done? I don't know. But why would you be in a bike lane doing 80 in a bike lane? And on top of that, 125th Street, a busy street. Crazy, man. Crazy. One never knows, man. One never knows. One never knows, bro. But I do know this. The Lord brought swift and brutal judgment. One is laid up in the hospital. I don't know, like I said, I don't know his status because I didn't get to hear anything after that. But the Lord did one of them real vicious. You know? So back in Deuteronomy chapter 39, verse 32, verse 39. When you read it, see now that I am he, there's no God with me. I kill and I make a live, I wound, I heal. Neither is there any that could deliver out of my hand. Then he goes on and says, if I wet my glittering sword, and my hand take hold on judgment, that's the key. The Lord's hand took hold on judgment and render vengeance to his enemies and those that hate him. Do the Lord got enemies? Of course. Do we have enemies? Of course. Esau is the Lord's enemy and the rest of the nations that afflicted us. They are enemies, man. If you're the Lord's enemy, you my enemy. Bottom line. If you hate the Lord, you hate me. And I hate you. You know? Hey, man, this is some deadly shit we in, man. You know, Psalm 68:20. He did as our power is a power of is a God of salvation. And roughly paraphrasing it, he did our power is a God of salvation, and unto him belong the issues of death, the issues from death. You know, roughly paraphrasing that scripture. There's no getting out of the judgment of the Most High. The Most High wants you dead. That's it, man. The Lord wants you whacked out. There's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing anybody could do about it. He sanctions your death. He sanctions your death. And hey, man, brutal, swift judgment came to them two guys on the bike. They ain't know what hit them. Cause you can see in the surveillance video how they was riding and the dude came from behind and hit them. There wasn't no head on where they can get out of the way. They had no clue what was about to happen to them. Yeah, damn, look at that pothole, man. Damn. Luckily, there was nobody right next to me. You got potholes all over the place on the Bronx Road now, man. This shit is all fucked up, man. Excuse my language. But gosh. Damn. Yeah, man, you know, swift, brutal judgment. And we're approaching the summer months now. Now we're in spring. You're going to see more heads out there in the street and more brutal judgments coming down the pipe. Because when they get hot, people get stupid. When they get hot, people have to get out, come outside. You know? Another big pothole. Gotta slow down. Yeah, people have to come outside when they get hot. Right now it's hot. It's like almost 60 degrees out here. You know what I'm saying? It's nice and right. People have to come outside when the sun is out. And that's when the trouble starts. By the way, if you don't have to be in large crowds or any malls and everything, any shopping malls, if you got to go in there, get in and get out. Don't stay window shopping and looking for things. You never know what can happen in there, man. Because they got these sleeper cells, you know, and I heard they've been activated. So what they saying on the news, you know, they're just watching out for them. And that could be true because of the fact that the border was wide open. Then the Obama administration, the border was wide open. Like a vagina. The border was wide open. So, brothers, if you don't have to be in a mall or a crowded shopping center, or if you do, get in and get out. If you have to be in there to do something, to get something for your house, some sheets, curtains, whatever, food, like a Costco's or Trader Joe's, or, you know, Whatever you shop at, get in and get out, man. Don't lollygag. Don't be in there tootsie-footing around. Don't be in there window shopping like I stated, because anything could happen. The Lord could be it's about to bring judgment in that place. So you never know. The Lord is probably about to bring judgment, and you in there lollygagging instead of getting in and getting out. So you got to be careful, be on point, and be circumspect. Now we're in the time of measuring the time. So we got to measure the time. 2 Ezra 9:1. We got to measure the times and be diligent about it too. Because all hell could break loose, man. Like I stated earlier, Job 9:7. No one, Job 9:7. Job 4:7. No one perishes being innocent, man. But the Lord is not going to cut off a righteous man. Roughly paraphrasing, I pray that whoever perishes being innocent, where will the righteous cut off? You know, roughly paraphrasing, even as I have seen, those that plow iniquity and reap wickedness reap the same. Or I may have said it backwards. Those that plow wickedness and reap iniquity reap the same. You get the both judgment. You'll get both judged for what you have done. Whatever you sow in life, you're gonna reap it. So you out there doing all kind of wickedness, that's what's gonna happen. You're gonna get put down. The Most High gonna whack you out. You out there committing adultery, gang banging, busting your gun, whatever you call it nowadays, the Lord gonna whack you out. You're gonna get put to death. He gonna put that spirit of vengeance on somebody, like I said, the book of Sirach, chapter 9, verse 28. He gonna put that spirit on somebody gonna whack your ass out, man. Just like the Lord put the spirit on that dude in that van that was doing 80 in the bike lane. The dude, what he did to them two people. Whatever they did, man, they weren't innocent. I tell you that much. Job 4:7 on down, he wasn't, they weren't innocent. The Lord brought swift, brutal judgment on them. One died instantly, one is in critical condition in the hospital. I don't know his fate yet, but that was the Lord's judgment, the Lord's wrath. And there's going to be more to come. Especially right now, like I stated earlier, we in spring, then the summer months is going to approach. And before you know it, the streets is going to be filled with wicked people, filled with madness, and they could do they could destroy the grid and do an EMP attack and knock out the electric grid, and it's gonna be mayhem. That's a possibility. Them, knocking out the grid, the electrical grid in America, and causing all kind of mayhem and anarchy in the streets, man. You will be okay in the daytime, but at night, that's when things are gonna get real serious. But if that happens, you're gonna be in a world of shit. A world of shit. I'm at my destination. Shalak, if I was ranting, I just wanted to bring out a few scriptures, on the Lord's judgment, and there's gonna be more brutal deaths coming, especially in the summer. It's always like that in the summer. There's gonna be more brutal deaths in the summer. And people's all out in the streets, all hours, all times of night. Especially if the weather is nice, people be out in the street 4 o'clock in the morning. I go to work. I gotta be to work at 5:30. I'm a manager, so I gotta be to work at 5. Usually it's 5. The work start at 5:30. I gotta be to work at 5 because I gotta get everything in order, get everything together. So I be seeing niggas out here, these YNs, they pants hang up their ass, smoking weed, gambling, listening to music on the street corner. Especially if it's an Arab store that's open 24 hours. They're hanging in front of that. Bet they believe that. And when I'm leaving to go to work, I see them out there. And when I come home, they got the same clothes on and in the same spot. And I'm saying to myself, damn, these niggas didn't take a shower? They didn't go upstairs and take a nap? The hell is going on? If I could see that, and I'm thinking that, what about these police? You don't think they think the same thing? Of course they do. I come home, I get up work at 2, sometimes 3, I stay 2 hours, 4. And I come home, and them niggas are still out there. In the same clothes, doing the same thing. with the same blunt in their mouth, with another blunt in their mouth, not the same blunt, obviously, but another blunt in their mouth, and they just doing what they do, standing in front of the A-Rap store, hustling. Shit gonna get real bad out there, man. Shit gonna get real bad. Well, in any event, I just wanted to bring out a few scriptures on the Lord's judgment and what took place in Harlem on 125th Street the other night. I'm quite sure it was Friday night, yesterday. I'm at my destination, so with that, Lord willing, you was edified. It's like if I was ranting, but I'm gonna give all praise once again to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh, Bahashem, Rakak Wadash, and once again, Shalom.